Kingsbury does a lot of different stuff. Whatever gives him the best chance to win, that's what he's going to do.
The Panthers are the number 4 seed currently in Class C. They're coming off a victory against Easton. They played on Thursday. That was a 92-30 victory for the Panthers. On the other side, the Woodland Dragons, they're currently the number 15 seed in Class C. However, you know, Rob, their scores indicate that they're a lot better team than what their record would show, as they're 1-6 currently, but all their games outside of the game against CAHS and the game against Narragansett have been close games. You know, right around, you know, possibly into double digits, but games that kind of got that way, maybe a little out of hand near the end. Again, it was a 6-point game when they played Central Aroostook back on December 21st. And, of course, they're led by Emily Curtis, a triple-double threat. And that can come in the form of blocks, possibly assists, steals. You know, she's going to get her points and rebounds. Not much question about that. She is a force on the inside. And I think one of the questions is how is Central Aroostook going to be able to match up with Woodland? The other question I have, Rob, is for Woodland, they've been off now for 8 days. They haven't played since December 27th. And, of course, you've got to worry about rust if you're Coach Michelle Ripley.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing, though, is it gives you an opportunity to work on some things. So we'll see if they've been able to shore up some areas of weakness.
Well, the athletic director here at Central Aroostook High School, Heather Bradbury, is down on the court side. We're going to take it down to her, where she will bring you the starting lineups brought to you by the County Federal Credit Union. We'll take it down to the floor.
Number 12, Abby Walker. Number 21, Jaden Smith. Number 4, Emily Erkson. And number 25, Emily Curtis. Central Aroostook Panthers, coached by Dylan Kingsbury and assisted by Crystal Kingsbury. Number 20, Kira Fitzherbert. Number 22, Libby Grass. Number 42, Macy Beal. Number 14, Breanne Bradbury. Number 40, Sydney Garrison. The referees for today's game are Ms. Bradstreet, Mr. Clark, and Mr. Rodriguez. Please stand and remove headgear as the pep band plays the national anthem.
Now is the Central Aroostook Pep Band, led by Mr. Adam Metzler, music teacher here at Central Aroostook Junior Senior High School, performing the national anthem.
Pretty good trumpet solo there at the end.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
He's been doing that a lot of years. As we're going to see Woodland come out in the traveling purples, they're going to have yellow and white trim. Central Aroostook out in the home white with blue trim. And our officials for today are going to be Mr. Pedro Rodriguez, Mr. Evan Clark, and Miss Chris Bradstreet. And in just a moment, we'll give you once again the starting lineups brought to you by the County Federal Credit Union. It's going to be Nicole Cox, Emily Erskine, Emily Curtis, Jaden Smith, and Abby Walker for the Dragons. On the other side for Central Aroostook, Breanne Bradbury, Sydney Garrison, Macy Beals, Libby Grass, and Kira Fitzherbert. Standing in the center circle will be Bradbury and Curtis. Mr. Rodriguez has the ball in hand. He's about ready to let it go, and it's going to be controlled by Central Aroostook. With it, Beals is going to start. She's quick. She's going to take it right straight to the hoop. Just couldn't get the shot to go. Found herself a little bit in underneath the hoop, Rob.
Yeah, Emily Curtis with the rebound there, and you see how skilled she is, looking to push it on her own.
There's a tip pass by Garrison. The ball's out near midcourt, and it's going to be last touched by the Woodland Dragons.
Yeah, Woodland looks pretty guard-oriented after Emily Curtis. They don't have a ton of size besides her.
It's only 2:30 in the afternoon, but this is already the second game of the afternoon for Class C girls as Emily Curtis has one block, tries for a second one. Instead, she's going to pick up a foul. That'll be the game's first. Of course, Woodland's going to want to try to keep Curtis out of foul trouble as she's one of the better players in all of Class C girls basketball, really all Northern Maine girls basketball. Earlier this afternoon, I read at noontime, the game tipped off. Down in Howland, it was PVHS pulling out a close victory over the Dexter Tigers, two of the better teams in Class C girls. The score I had seen, Rob, was 42-37. There were about 20 seconds left when we needed to get doing our job to be ready for this game. So I'm not sure if that's a final score, but it was a win for sure for Woodland, or for Howland rather. 0 for 2 from the line on that trip. Emily Curtis rips down the board.
Yep, she looks to push it on her own. They're going to, like you said, they're really going to look to double team her and limit her quality touches, I'm sure. But playing straight man right now, it looks to be.
Tough assignment for Kira Fitzherbert, just a freshman being asked to guard Curtis. Curtis has the ball out beyond the three-point arc on the right side. He's going to swing it around. It's going to be Jaden Smith. Shot put up, no good. Offensive board gathered in by Abby Walker. That putback attempt, no good. Ball's on the floor. The arrow is going to keep the ball with the Dragons.
Yeah, good hustle there. Got a couple good looks at it, Woodland did, but couldn't quite knock them down. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're a man or not. It looked like a man, then it looked like it might be some kind of junk defense. There's a turnover on the inbounds. Curtis needs to be careful. She'll almost get foul number 2 right there.
That was a low pass. Beal's going to look to push. Decides to kick it outside. Garrison launches one up. Along 2, no good. Rebound brought down. That's Emily Erskine.
Great look for Central Rooster. Just couldn't knock it down.
Erskine's going to look to take it herself. The game is scoreless. A minute and a half in. Out top, Nicole Cox puts one up off glass. No good. Beals with the board. Beals may have gotten away with a double dribble.
Tough shot there. They did a good job defending it.
Dump down pass from Beals. Going to find the open teammate. That's Fitzherbert. 2-0 Panthers.
Beautiful pass by Beals. Here comes some pressure.
Well, Central Rustic does look to crank up that press. It's going to be last touch by the Panthers. No, it's going to be last touch by the Dragons. I'm trying to stay to the camera's view, Rob.
Yeah, that's tough. You don't have a great line on this hoop, and I have a kind of a tough line on the other hoop.
Rian Bradbury misses that shot. Fitzherbert in the lane, who's going to have her shot rejected by a combination of Erskine and Curtis. Another attempt from Bradbury, no good. Here comes the Dragons, looking for their first 2 points of the game.
Oh, what a
nice pass from Emily
Beautiful
Curtis.
Pass.
She threaded the needle up and in. Abby Walker has the first 2 of the game here for Woodland. How lucky, Rob, is it to have a big player of that sort of skill?
Yeah,
and that versatile.
That's about 5 rebounds for her already, too.
She thought about that 3. Instead, tries to go inside. The ball's going to be last touched off the Panthers as Curtis wanted to find Jaden Smith.
She's getting every she got long arms, too. She's getting every defensive rebound up to this point. She's just like a vacuum.
The inbound pass comes in. Long 2, put up off the mark, long iron. Nicole Cox couldn't get it to go. Back to go the other way. Libby Grass finds Bradbury. Bradbury looks to reset the offense. Now Beals. To Grass. Bradbury lines one up from downtown. Can't get it to go. Ball's going to be fought for. And last touched off the Dragons.
Curtis had to go out on the perimeter that time, so she's not inside to get that defensive board.
Check in on the Coastal Auto Parts scoreboard. It's 2-2. Low-scoring game so far. 3 minutes into this contest, and now it's going to be a Woodland basketball off another turnover for Central Rustic. And the long outlet pass is going to result in the ball going back in the other direction. There's Jaden Smith just unable to corral that long pass.
Right idea by Curtis. Tried to lead Smith into a layup, but threw it a little bit too far ahead. Ends up going into the wall.
The Panthers coming off a 92-point performance so far not showing a lot of offense here just yet, but it's early, only 3 minutes in. As Bradbury works it around left side to Grass. They're going to go inside. Fitzherbert backs her defender down. Nice play by Kira Fitzherbert. 4-2 now, Central Aroostook.
Good patience by Fitzherbert. Took the 2 dribbles and buried the layup.
Central Aroostook gets beat. Baseball pass over the top. Emily Erskine takes it and lays it in on the left side for a layup. Game knotted at 4.
Yeah, not what you're looking for if you're Coach Kingsbury there, just getting beat long for a layup.
Beals takes it herself, lays it up and in. How quick is she?
Really quick. You got to keep her in front. They picked her up all the way out. If somebody's that much quicker than you, you probably don't want to pick them up out at half court. Back up just a bit, keep her in front. She blew by her for the N1.
Beals has a chance now for a 3-point play. They put that foul up on the board. It is going to be Jaden Smith's first. 2 team fouls now against the Woodland Dragons. Beals can make it a 3-point lead for Central Aroostook, and she does with that made free throw.
Here comes some pressure again.
Able to break the pressure and get it over midcourt. It's in the hands of Jaden Smith. Guarded by Grass. Now down to Curtis, who rips through, decides to take it with her left hand. No good. Follows her own shot. Tough take. Got a hard look at the hoop. She couldn't get either shot to go. The ball's going to be touched last out of bounds off of Woodland.
2 decent looks at it. The second one was a reverse. That was real tough. First one was a little left-handed floater, which wasn't an easy shot either, really, but a decent look.
Beals again looks to try to get in the paint. And this time it's going to be last touched off of Macy Beals.
She tried to split 2 defenders there.
Is it a warning on the inbounds?
I'm not sure.
Talked to the official bookkeeper, and the official had something to say over there. Rob, there was a foul put up. I think they corrected that last foul, is what it is, because it's now showing on the board as it was Nicole Cox, number 1, picking up her first, and there's still only 2 team fouls, so we can only assume that Jaden Smith was assessed the foul and should not have been, and instead it should have been Nicole Cox. That's the story we're going to stick with for now anyway, as Woodland tries to break the pressure.
Yeah, I think that story makes sense.
As the shot was up and wide of the hoop, the officials are going to look at each other. I believe it was last touched by Libby Grass.
Yep. Stay with Woodland.
3:37 to go here in the first quarter. It's 7-4 Central Aroostook as that 3-pointer is up and in, tying the game at 7 rather. It's Emily Erskine.
Yep. Good kick pass to her, and she drilled it.
Beals penetrates and then kicks. Grass drains it.
Yeah, nice pass there by Beals. Hit her right in the shooting pocket.
Before that, though, she got the defense to collapse, drew a couple defenders. That's what you want your point guard to do. Again, Woodland goes for the long pass. Again, it burned the Panthers, but did not result in 2 points as the layup was missed by Abby Walker. The other direction, a foul's going to occur. It's going to be a blocking foul. This time it will be on Jaden Smith, and this will be Woodland's 3rd team foul. With 3:02 left to go here in the first period.
That's a tough break there for Woodland. When you miss that layup, then you come down and foul. And Central, I mean, they're going to press all day long if you don't finish when you have opportunities against that press.
Garrison looks to get the ball in bounds, and they're going to say she took too long as a 5-second count. It's going to turn the ball over to Woodland.
Yeah, Woodland took away the first option, and then you're in a breakdown situation running around. They didn't get open quick enough.
The ball will come in as Emily Erskine has it. It hands it off now to Curtis, guarded by Fitzherbert, who receives a screen. Cross-court pass, a skip pass. They find Smith, who's going to lose the ball, picked up by Fitzherbert.
Good hands by Macy Beals there. Got a hand on that dribble.
She kicks it out. Garrison, that shot was partway down before popping out. You could hear the groan from the crowd. Central Aroostook with the offensive board, and Macy Beals puts it up and in. It's 13-7 now. Central Aroostook with a 6-point lead.
That's a little bit of that range that we talked about with her. She caught that and a couple feet behind the line and buried it. Good, nice looking stroke too, doesn't she?
She sure does. It's a steal. Libby Grass comes up with it. She's going to try to get out in front of the pack, take it, lays it up and in a crowd.
Little run here for Central Aroostook.
Makes it 15-7 now, Panthers. And a turnover as Bradbury is going to force the turnover Abby Walker just could not keep a handle on it. Coming into the game here for Central Aroostook, going to be number 10, Abby Haynes. She, Rob, is just an 8th grader. We're seeing that out of more and more schools.
Yeah, for sure. Good steal there by Emily Curtis.
She's going to take it herself, lay it up and in.
Much needed hoop for Woodland. That's their first bucket of the game. Emily Curtis's first bucket of the game.
15-9 now, 6-point lead for Central Aroostook. They have the basketball. Beals gives it to Bradbury. Back to Beals. She thought about the three, didn't pull it. Instead, she'll dribble. She's out top of the arc now. Left hand decides to pull it. That time it was back iron, no good. Right there, Haynes, the offensive board, couldn't get the putback to go. Back come the Dragons.
Yeah, they dodged a bullet there. Beals had a ton of space on that one.
For the Dragons, it's Amy Cox. Right side goes to Erskine. Woodland being patient.
Good D by Central Aroostook, too. They're kind of making them be patient.
As the ball goes out along the baseline, it's going to remain a Woodland basketball. Look for the inbound play to come to Curtis as we see Garrison check back into the game.
Curtis going to get a real quick breather here for Woodland.
Emma Highland coming into the game as well for the Dragons. And a 5-second call is, again, Woodland not able to get the basketball inbounds.
Got to move hard. When that happens, when it breaks down, you got to cut hard. And usually best if you cut hard to the ball.
1:09 now left on the clock. The score 15-9. Central Aroostook with a 6-point advantage. Bradbury takes it, lays it up and in, and she drew contact. She's got a chance for a 3-point play.
A lot easier to do that with Emily Curtis on the bench, right? Start attacking the hoop when she goes to the bench. That big shot blocker is not in there to bother things. And a nice recognition of that by Bree Bradbury. Goes to the basket and gets the N1 opportunity.
This free throw gives us a good opportunity to give you the injury report brought to you by County Physical Therapy. Whether you want to get back to sports, back to work, or simply back to living your life, County Physical Therapy can help. Visit one of their 5 convenient locations or online at countypt.com to learn how CPT can help you. And as we saw, the missed free throw on the other end, and a couple good opportunities for Woodland on this end come up empty. Both coaches reported that all players are healthy. Maybe some sniffles out there, but by and large, everybody suited up and ready to play. As that shot's just a little bit too strong and off the mark. Liberty Fulton couldn't get the shot to go. We're going to have a whistle.
It's going to be a travel, so the ball's going to go back over to Woodland.
34.7 seconds now on the clock. Woodland would like to chip into this 8-point advantage that the Panthers have.
They've had a hard time with this press.
Smith dribbles right into Fulton, who alters the shot. Rebound's going to be brought down by Bradbury. She's got about 20 seconds left here in the first quarter. See if the Panthers decide to hold for the last shot. As we see Grass gives it out. Garrison, now Beals, down to 10 seconds. You find a cutter. Bradbury backs down her defender, splits 2 defenders in the lane. Got the shot she wanted, but she was a little off balance, and that is the way the first quarter is going to end. It's Central Aroostook's going to take a 17-9 lead into the second quarter. We will take a 1-minute break and bring it right back here on WHOU.
Aroostook Limousines and Ace Rent-A-Car get you there in style. Aroostook Limousines has 8 and 12-passenger limousines and a 20-passenger party bus for evenings out, proms, weddings, birthdays, concerts, whatever the celebration. Travel anywhere in-state. And Ace Rent-A-Car specializes in insurance rentals and has locations in Presque Isle, Holton, and Patton at Savage Paint and Body. Ace offers everything from compact cars to vans. Ace Rent-A-Car. We do it right and we make it easy. Reach both businesses at 768-7368.
Hello, this is Tony Bowers at Bowers Funeral, and we want to wish good luck to all area basketball teams, boys and girls, as you strive for the gold ball at the end of the season. We are proud to be a part of your communities and our family serving your family since 1900. Good luck, play hard, and above all, be good sportsmen.
We want to welcome you back here on WHOU. Getting ready for quarter number 2. Tim Tweedy, Rob Moran, Ricky Goupel bringing you this game today. We're here at Central Aroostook, where the Panthers have a 17-9 lead and a traveling violation to start the quarter. We'll give the ball back over to the Woodland Dragons. This gives us a good opportunity, to fill you in on what else is happening today on WHOU. We said the Dexter girls went to Howland. It was the Howlers picking up a close victory in Class C girls action. Just got a score update from up to Caribou, where it was the Caribou boys keeping their perfect record intact. It was a 65-40 victory over a really good WA team, as that shot's going to be well off the mark. Still WA Caribou girls coming to you later on. It's Hodgdon Fort Kent girls as well, so 5 different games to choose from here on WHOU. We said you could essentially start watching games at noontime, Rob, and take you all the way almost right to the Patriots tonight.
Can't beat that. Best of both worlds. Some good basketball and hopefully some good football.
Speaking of good basketball, Macy Beals, pretty good player, misses that 3 as she left it just a little bit short. Rebound taken away by Emily Curtis, who came back into the game after sitting for the final 40 seconds or so of that first quarter. But
picked her dribble up there in a bad spot, right?
Macy Beals, knowing that Curtis already had one foul, took it right at her and dared her to try to, lock down the defense, and instead Beals lays it up and in. And now a turnover for Woodland.
Yeah, they're having a hard time getting the ball inbounds in a lot of different things, a lot of different situations. That's about Central Aroostook's third 5-second call already.
It's now 19-9. Central Aroostook with possession. Bradbury. Low pass handled by Garrison. Back out Bradbury. She's going to put up a 3, no good. Curtis flies in for that board.
Yep, strong rebound there by Curtis.
Curtis guarded by Fitzherbert. Again, she picks up the basketball in a dangerous place. Woodland fortunate to keep possession as Libby Grass tipped it, but she couldn't locate the basketball. Now a reach-in foul against Grass. But that's a couple different times, though, that Curtis has picked up the basketball way far out, Rob, kind of in no man's land.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they'd like to try to. They got her taking the ball out a lot, but I'm sure they'd like to get her some touches in around the post area. Haven't been a lot of those today.
Curtis has the ball, guarded by Fitzherbert on the inbound, nearly stolen by Garrison. Woodland will keep possession, and now a traveling violation as Nicole Cox took a big step. So Woodland, we talked about, they came off an 8-day break, and so far they do look a little bit rusty. It was a 6-point game when they played just a couple weeks ago down in Woodland. Central Aroostook already with a 10-point lead in this one. 3-point attempt up, no good. Haynes could not get the shot to go. It's Herbert, gets the offensive rebound, and she's going to be fouled on the putback. We'll see if they're going to call it on the floor or if it'll be a shooting foul.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be shooting. Nice rebound there by Fitzherbert. Kept the ball up nice and high. Or no, I'm wrong on it. I thought it was shooting. But
yeah, it was one of those ones where it could have gone either way, I guess. So it is going to be Panther basketball out along the baseline. Garrison get the ball in. Fitzherbert travels.
Yep, little shuffle of the feet that time.
So 6:21 left on the clock here in the first half. With it here for the Dragons, it's Emily Erskine, works it over. Nicole Cox, now to Curtis. Curtis puts it up off the glass and in, a little runner.
A few times she's got it in the paint, good things have happened, but she hasn't gotten in the paint a whole lot.
She will put her team in double digits. It's 19-11 as Beals crosses up her defender. What a take. Just couldn't finish.
Again, you got to keep her in front of you, picking her up. And I know she's got unlimited range, but picking her up really high out.
She's got what the kids would call a tight handle.
Yep, she does.
She keeps her dribble very tight and close to the body. Is a 3-point attempt up and no good. Curtis left that just a little short. Central Aroostook can add to the lead. Beals pulls up from the free throw line, cannot get it to go. And in the rebounding action, a foul will be called on the Panthers.
And it's going to be on Fitzherbert, going on the back a little bit there.
We'll see Bradbury check back into the game here for Central Aroostook. Jaden Smith is in the game for the Dragons. We'll see Haynes take a seat for Central Aroostook and Emily Erskine for Woodland. Rob, not sure if you had an opportunity to see this as a steal. Going to result in a layup for the Panthers. It's 21-11 now. There was a nice effort by some Central Aroostook alumni to get some money for a new scoreboard that they'll have in place next year. This scoreboard's been in place for a long time, as long as I've been coming to games here, and that's been 30-some years.
Did you contribute? That's my first question.
Of course I did, Rob.
I figured you would.
We're going to have to take a short break as there's a 30-second timeout saved by the bell there, right, Rob? 5:20 left here on the clock. We'll be right back on WHOU.
Be good for Nana, okay?
I love you. That's not me.
A moment like this is decades in the making. The County Federal Credit Union, partnering with you to achieve financial success so you can enjoy the moments that matter. countyfcu.org.
Welcome back here on WHOU. Just a 30-second timeout as we're going to have a whistle. Central Aroostook was able to knock the ball in off the inbound play, but Woodland will keep possession. Got an update on the game down to Foxcroft Academy. Has received a text that said it was the Holton girls with a 28-20 lead over the Ponies at halftime. We'll try to see if we can continue to get updates of that game as well. Brianne Bradbury on a give and go with Beals. Could not get the shot to go. She stays with it. Gets the easy two.
Good cut after she gave up that first pass, and got great rebounding position, great shooting position, and knocked it down.
It's 23-21. I did not realize how much scoreboards cost, Rob, but I think I could be wrong. I shouldn't even probably say it on the air. I want to say it was like $12,000 by the time they got the panels and everything to go with it. Does that make sense to you?
So, yeah, I mean, and nothing's cheap nowadays. It's going to be another foul there on Fitzherbert, I believe.
When I said a scoreboard, that'd be for a pair as well, obviously. So,
yeah, it's nice to see the little towns do a lot of wonderful things, all the towns in the county.
It was Tammy Rybach who kind of led that effort, and there was a lot of folks who donated to help make that possible. Small communities pulling together to make things happen. As a shot up and in, as that was Jaden Smith for two. It's a 10-point game, 23-13. 4.5 minutes left here in the first half. Once again, it's Macy Beals. The hoop is scored by Kira Fitzherbert, but all the work done by Beals to try to free her teammate up. She drew 3 defenders, and Fitzherbert was by herself.
You got to keep her in front of you, right? She's getting to the paint, and that's twice she's had 2 dishes for layups. And
that's a development in her game. I mean, she's been a really good shooter, but she's really turning into more of a true point guard as well.
Well, you like people that can get layups for other people. To me, that's the essence of basketball. If you can shoot a lot of layups, you're going to be in good shape.
It's an empty trip for the Dragons on the other end. Bree Bradbury lays it up and in.
She's having a big second quarter here. That's 6 for her in the second quarter already.
And the lead is ballooned to 14. It's 27-13. It's 2-on-1, though, here for the Dragons. Pull-up shot, no good. Nicole Cox couldn't get it to go. It's going to be last touched out of bounds by Central Aroostook. We'll see Garrison come back into the game here for the Panthers. Emily Erskine back in for the Dragons. Inbound play. They're looking for Curtis. It was designed for her. Woodland able to get it in after about a 4 count.
Good hustle there by Curtis to save the ball. Ball was sailing into the bleachers on a pass.
That was destined for the first row. Cole Cox works it around. Smith had her. Walker. Shot's going to be put up by Smith. That 3-point attempt, no good. Curtis is on the floor, so there's definitely some contact in the rebounding action. It's going to be a 5-on-4 if Central Aroostook looks to push. They do. Grass puts up a 3, no good. Bradbury fights for the board. She's going to be whistled for a foul in the rebounding action.
Yep, you don't hate that foul, though. That's just a hustle foul. She's on the back a little bit, not a ton of contact, but I thought it was a good call.
4 team fouls now against Central Aroostook, just the first for Bradbury. 5 team fouls on the Dragons with 3:07 remaining here in the first half. Erskine gets the ball up the court. In the corner, goes to Cox. Curtis now, nearly lost it. Off balance, throws it up with her left hand. Could not get the shot to go.
Yeah, Yeah, you don't want to foul her on that one, right? That's a tough shot. About 8 feet out on the right baseline with the left hand. A little bit up from the baseline.
How about the fact she just gave that a shot, though, to go in?
Yeah.
I mean, she threw that up with her left hand. Not many players can do that. She looked fairly ambidextrous.
For sure. That's why, and then, they have to have. It's tough when your best scoring big has to help handle the ball out on the perimeter, because if they could get her post touches, I think she could do some major damage.
Curtis makes a first free throw. The second one's going to be off the mark. So it's a 27-14 game, under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Driving in the lane. Shot's going to be put up by Bradbury. No good, and a foul will occur. This will go against the Dragons. We'll wait to see who the official indicates it's in on, as two different Dragons were in the area. That's going to be number 12. That's going to be Abby Walker.
6 fouls on Woodland, so they'll be shooting a 1-on-1 on the next one.
Let's see what Coach Kingsbury draws up for the inbound play as it comes into Bradbury. Hands off to Beals. Gets in the lane. Bradbury's going to take it herself right at Curtis. Curtis is going to be whistled for the foul. She brought down the arm, Rob. Fairly easy call there for the official.
Yep, absolutely. That'll be 2 on her.
Not the news that Coach Michelle Ripley wanted to hear. She doesn't say too much, though. Bradbury makes a first. As we will see Curtis go to the bench with 2:31 remaining here in the first half. Central Rustics doubled up. The Woodland Dragons, it's 28-14 with a free throw coming for Bree Bradbury. Misses that. Woodland would like to try to see what they can do to get it back down to single digits before they head into the locker room. It's a near steal by Haynes, and then it is going to be last touched out of bounds by Jaden Smith, giving the ball back to Central Rustic.
Yeah, tough loss there for Curtis to have to go to the bench, down 14 already. Kind of got to weather the storm here and don't let them put the game out of reach before you get to the second half.
Grass gives it up. Bradbury, dump down pass. Garrison just couldn't get the bunny to go. It was off a great feed by Bradbury. Central Rustico is going to keep possession. Hesitation dribble by Bradbury. She got to the hoop, could not get the shot to go, but she was fouled. Looks like Summer Woodruff will pick up the foul.
Nice hesitation move, though, like you said. And you can see the frustration on Bradbury's face because she wanted the N1 there. That's one of those ones where you really like to see him get the N1.
I'll date myself. That looked an awful lot like her mom, Heather Clark, back in her high school playing days. Quite a player. That's just a basketball family for sure. That foul, well, you're right. They gave that to Abby Walker. I had that on Woodruff, but I was wrong. Bradbury makes 1 of 2. It'll make it a 29-14 game, but that will be Walker's 3rd personal. 18 fouls now against the Dragons, 5 for the Panthers. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Beals out defending against Cox. The ball goes around to Woodruff, and it'll be lost out of bounds. The Dragons will retain possession. Don't go too far, as we're about 1:47 seconds away from the Katahdin Trust Company halftime show. Rob will be speaking to the head coach of the 2-time defending state champions, the Southern Rustic Lady Warriors, Cliff Urquhart. Here scouting this game. We'll be up and talking to Rob as Central Rustic and Southern Rustic do play on the season. As the ball's going to be tied up. Woodland has the arrow.
And Coach Urquhart does his homework. You mentioned before the game could watch it with us, but he came to see it live. He's somebody that scouts as much as anybody.
As there's going to be a steal by Bradbury. Rob, I'll put $1 on it right now that you're going to put pressure on him to try to be a 3-time defending champion as Libby Grass gets the hoop in the harm. You like to put him on the spot about that, don't you?
Heavy favorite. He doesn't like to say that. But
each time you say it to him, he kind of cringes a little bit. He likes to fly under the radar as much as a 2-time defending state champion coach can do.
Yeah, he does.
Grass was able to lay it up and in. Woodruff did pick up that foul.
Great pass by Bradbury there. Beautiful pass.
It's 31-14 off after the missed free throw. Grass couldn't get it to go. 17-point lead for Central Rustic, and now a steal. Bradbury takes it herself, lays it up and in.
Yeah, they're really pushing that lead up, trying to put this game out of reach with Emily Curtis sitting on the bench.
Ball comes into Woodruff. She's going to need help. She's going to, I'm going to say she lose the basketball, but it was because it was a foul took place. A reaching foul, I believe. It's going to be Garrison. 6 team fouls now against Central Rustic, so not a shooting foul just yet, but the next one will be.
Be 2 fouls on Olivia Garrison, though, so Sydney Garrison, she's going to go to the bench.
Liberty Fulton will come into the game here for the Panthers. The Dragons able to get the ball inbounds. Erskine. Everybody kind of clears out. Gets the ball over to Cox. Now to Highland. The Dragons are going to be patient. 45 seconds now on the clock here. Nearly done with 1/2 of play. It's going to be a drive, underhand scoop shot. It's going to be well off the mark. Emily Erskine could not get that shot to go. Central Rustic will have the ball. 35.1 left here on the clock.
Possible you see them go one shot here, but maybe they go quick and try to set their press up again.
Bradbury kicks it out. Grass lines it up, drains it. She's made a couple threes here so far on this afternoon. Central Rustic has a 22-point lead. Getting the ball over midcourt. Cox swings it around. Woodruff fakes it, nearly loses it. Nicole Cox down 5 seconds and a drive and a 3-second violation. Give the ball back to Central Rustic with 3.1 seconds left on the clock. And Coach Dylan Kingsbury wants to see if they can get some points out of this. We're going to keep it right here because we're about to go to the half. And there's only 3.1 seconds left on the clock. We want to make sure we don't miss this because clearly Coach Kingsbury wants to get something out of this play, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have the chalkboard out, but it probably saying, look, make that first pass. Get that first pass to half court or roll it. If Woodland doesn't take away the roll, then you got a chance because you can make one pass to half court and when the clock starts, you still have time to make another pass to somebody out on the wing and get a shot up. 3 seconds. Now, plenty of time.
In theory, I love the idea because you do want to try to get the 2 points. The thing is, now Woodland had 30 seconds to think about it. Yeah. They weren't going to have anybody up defending. Central Rustic could have rolled the ball in to give themselves even a little more time. Everybody from Woodland was heading back to midcourt. Now they do get somebody up there, so Beals has to break it with a dribble. She puts a shot up, cannot get it to go, but it was all Central Rustic in the first half. They're going to take a 36-14 lead into the locker room. Again, don't go too far. Coming up, we're going to have the Katahdin Trust Company halftime show. Rob will be speaking to Cliff Urquhart, head coach of the Southern Rustic Lady Warriors. We will be back in 2 minutes here on WHOU.
County Ag and Turf Supply is at its new home on 7 Dow Siding Road in Caribou, offering the same great service. Randy and Jerry are working hard to supply the county with the best products. They offer Blue Seal Feed, Sentinel, Inspire, and Dynasty and Triple Crown for your equine, Home Fresh Extra Egg and Multi-Flock Pellets, and Crumples and Mealworm for your poultry, Entrust Pet Food for your cat or dog, Minerals for your beef and dairy. They have feed for all your livestock. County Ag and Turf Supply also has wood pellets, lubricants, and of course, Willow the Blue Seal Rabbit on the premises. Stop by County Ag and Turf Supply today.
Want that special item for this year's high school basketball season to show your team support? Cushman & Sons, locally owned and operated in Presque Isle, has team sportswear and will do custom embroidery, screen printing, logo design, digital and printing, as well as banners, decals, and other vinyl works. Cushman & Sons also can design trophies, awards, and add specialty items. Cushman & Sons, 764-3833 or CushmanandSonsInc.com. And don't forget to visit and like their Facebook page. If you can think it, Cushman & Sons will say, yeah, we can do that.
County.me, your source for countywide sports, including scores and highlights from the Greater Holton, Presque Isle, and Caribou regions. We also are the source for all the latest daily news and community happenings for readers of the Holton Pioneer Times, the Star Herald, and the Aroostook Republican and News coverage area. Visit us now on the web at thecounty.me.
back to Central Aroostook High School, where we are at the half of a 36-14 Central Aroostook lead over the Woodland Dragons. And with me now is Coach Cliff Urquhart. Coach, thanks a lot for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Rob.
I was just saying, always see you scouting. I don't know anybody that does more scouting than you. Probably knew we were doing this on the air, but you don't trust Twitty and I, or maybe you don't trust our camera work to scout this game. You drove up here. You didn't take anything for chance, overturning every rock, and you do that a lot, don't you?
Well, it's funner to come to the game. You know, the atmosphere, it's Maine basketball. You get to see a lot of people you know.
Right.
I value that more than sitting on the couch. And not that you guys don't do a good job, but
you better make sure you say that. I'll never have you on.
It's always better to get to a game.
Yeah, and you got ties. Of course, you're from down in the Down East area. You probably know a lot of people on this Woodland Dragon coaching staff. Probably a pretty good chance, isn't there?
Yeah, one of my best friends coaches a boy, so I'll have a chance to go see him, talk to him, and the other people in the crowd that the familiar faces that you see. So.
Yep. So Central Aroostook girls, tell me what your thoughts are. You haven't played them yet, or have you played them yet?
We have not played them. Central Aroostook girls, I think a lot of people sleep on them in Class C. I know that people talk about the Howlands. They talk about the Stearns and the CAHS teams, but Myers Hill girls could sneak in there and really be a dark horse in the Class C tournament.
Yeah, have some good athletes for sure.
They've got some great athletes. They're tested. They just were in the state championship soccer game. They've got a good blend of bigs. They've got some quick guards. They got kids that can shoot. They got kids that defend. They're deep. They've got really the whole package, to give any team a game down in Bangor.
Well, let's talk about your team. Off to another strong start. I believe you're undefeated. What's been going well? What would you like to see your team do better as we're getting closer to February and you want to be peaking?
Well, every coach is going to say you want to get better at everything. But, I like the way we've been playing defense. We've made it a point in practice. That was one of the concerns coming in. How are we going to defend? How are we going to rebound? We lost a considerable amount of size and defensive players from last season. So that's really been a focus. And I think our kids have responded well, working hard, and, they're getting the job done thus far.
I believe we talked to you early in the season, or maybe in the preseason, some other teams in D that kind of, give you pause.
I think Deer Stonington is really good, especially offensively. They've got two kids that can light it up on any night, and they've got a lot of depth as well. And they've been tested. They've been deep in the tournament. The last couple of years, they haven't lost a game in the regular season in the last 3 years up until last Saturday, which I was down to that game. They played Greenville, who was in the state championship, who we beat in the state championship the previous year with everybody back. So, I think certainly Deer Isle's a good team in Class D girls. I think Skank's a good team, and I've had a chance to see them. They're guard-oriented. They've got a lot of kids with some experience. They play a tough schedule. They're in the PBC, so that's a team that I would keep an eye on. I think Shed is a good team, out of Eastport. We went down and played them right before Christmas, and it was a back-and-forth game. They have a ton of size. They play a good zone. They play tough defense, and so they're a good team as well.
Yep. And that's one thing I always like about you. You've seen everybody. You don't leave anything to chance.
I was a snowstorm away a couple of years ago from going to Vinyl Haven, and that's a ferry ride that isn't 10 minutes. That's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But we were on our way down, me and my assistant coach, and there was a blizzard that day, so we ended up not going. They ended up canceling the games anyway, but
you could get stuck over there.
I would go across the Atlantic to see a team, Rob.
Yeah, that's not an easy ride either. I coached a team once that went to North Haven, which is pretty close to Vinyl Haven, and it was a little bit of a ferry ride over there. Well, listen, we appreciate you being with us. I guess disappointment last week. You and I in the football pool have to bring that up. You're real close to me. Almost made me choke And I would have never heard the end of it from you and Tweety. So
well, look, with all these
and a few
pools
other
you're in,
people.
Rob, you got to start reporting this to the IRS. You know,
Not that much money.
Yeah.
Not that much money. I was lucky and I was able to hold on, but it was a lot of fun.
But
it's not the money. It's if I would have lost you, it would have been really.
It's the bragging
never heard
rights.
The end of
it's
it.
the bragging
Absolutely.
rights. You got me this year,
Yeah.
but I think a couple years ago I might have got you.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So maybe you better report your winnings too.
Yeah.
But listen, good luck the rest of the year. Always enjoy talking to you and watching football with you. And I know we'll see you in Bangor. I'm not going to say I hope to see you in Bangor. We'll see you there, and good luck down there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Rob. Thanks. Good talking to you.
And we'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll bring it back on WHOU.
Hi from Jeans, where you'll find better TV and more ways to enjoy it. Get 190 channels for $59.99 a month with Dish. Plus, get a free voice remote on us. And remember, we're also trained Nest Pros and deliver white glove service for all kinds of smart home solutions, like the Google Nest Learning Thermostat or the Google Nest Cam Outdoor, which lets you look after your home from anywhere so you can travel worry-free. So come and visit our newest location on Stillwater in Bangor, or visit us online to find a local store near you.
Don't get flush traded. Get Rick Hannigan Plumbing and Heating to handle all your pipes. Master Plumber Rick is ready to get your pipes back in action. Give Rick a call today at 538-7131 and like him on Facebook.
Scoville Building Supplies may be a little store, but it's a whole lot more. You can find most anything you need at Scoville Building Supplies: plumbing, painting, lumber, windows, or doors. Everything you will need for your construction, remodeling, updating, or building. Call Scoville Building Supplies today at 425-3192.
Welcome back here on WHOU. We are at the Katahdin Trust Company halftime show and about ready to get the second half underway. Is currently at Central Aroostook with a 36-14 lead here over the Woodland Dragons. Before we get the scoring from the first half, as we allow Rob a little time to go ahead and total that up. Again, we'll tell you about what we have happening here on WHOU, not only today but in the near future. It was the PVHS girls picking up a victory earlier today, a game we had covering starting at noontime as they defeated the Dexter Tigers. It was the Caribou boys picking up a 65-40 victory over WA. The girls' game taking place right now as we speak. And we've got Hodgson at Fort Kent girls coming up at 4:30. Coming up on Monday, a unique event for the first time, the Aroostook Middle School cheering competition will be covered. It's going to be right here at Central Aroostook, and it's going to be covered on WHOU starting at 4:30. You can tune in on WHOUFM.com to make sure you see that event. And then on Tuesday, we've got a triple header, Bangor at Hampden Boys, Presque Isle at Caribou Girls, and Central Aroostook at Southern Aroostook Boys, a game Rob and I will be bringing to you at that time. Right now, it's going to be Central Aroostook starting the half with the basketball, and we get a quick whistle. A reaching foul is going to occur the first of the second half. This will go against the Dragons. Rob, why don't you take a minute and go ahead and run down through some first half scoring?
Sure, let's go with the leaders for Woodland. And Emily Curtis and Emily Erskine each had 5. For Central Aroostook, Brian Bradbury had 12 points. Macy Beals had 8 points. And Libby Grass had 10 points.
Beautiful feed from Bree Bradbury. Once again, it's Kira Fitzherbert finding herself wide open on the weak side block. 38-14 now, Central Aroostook. Rob, what were a couple of the keys from the first half? What did Central Aroostook do right, and what is Woodland going to have to do right to get back into this ball game?
Well, they've given up too many turnovers and layups and too much dribble penetration to Macy Beals. She's done whatever she wanted most of the game, so interested in maybe try some zone here. We'll see.
And a traveling violation is that will be Emily Erskine with a turnover.
Had a ton of turnovers like that one right there too. We're just kind of the unforced variety.
We should also tell you, as we were running down through the schedule, Rob forgot to tell them we've got another game coming up after this as Bradbury, some nifty dribbling, uses 2 crossovers in the lane to lay it up and in. It's now a 26-point lead for Central Aroostook, but don't go anywhere after this game is concluded. It's going to be the Central Aroostook Woodland boys coming at you shortly after the conclusion of this contest. As another turnover for Woodland, the ball will just sail out over the baseline. You know, and it's kind of 50-50. You know, Woodland with a lot of unforced turnovers, but Central Rustic's defense doing a good job too.
Yeah, it's both.
I mean,
it's both.
You can't really just pin it on, well, you know, on one thing.
Right.
Beals leaves that three-pointer a little bit short, but yeah, I mean, talking to Coach Urquhart, we said, yeah, Central Rustic looks really good, but so far Woodland looking a little bit rusty.
Yep, for sure. I think it's one of those things when it rains, it pours. Things start to go bad, and you get sped up, and you're just frustrated, and maybe not paying attention to the details as much as you would like. And
you said it in a better way than I did. I was trying to find the nice way to say that they just haven't looked good so far, but traveling violation will go against the Dragons.
Yeah, they're struggling for sure. I mean, considering it was a 5 or 6 point game over there the other day, and you know, we're looking at close to 30 at the moment early in the third quarter, so.
And no signs of looking like anything is going to stop or change here for Central Rustic. You know, for Central Rustic too, you know, a lot of they're probably frustrated. You know, I know I've been guilty of this. Is ripped through move by Fitzherbert, can't get the shot to go. Curtis altered it and then came away with it. We've talked a lot this season about some of the teams in Class C girls, as the shots up and off the mark by Curtis. Talk about the Penobscot Valleys. Talk about the Stearns girls, CAHS, Dexter. Central Rustic isn't always included in that conversation, and they should be.
Yep, got some good players for sure. That's going to be 3 fouls on Emily Curtis, and she's going to take a seat on the bench. It looks like she might have got hit in the face. I'm not sure.
Not her day here so far. So Central Rustic will have the basketball. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Bradbury looks to drive, has her pathway cut off. Jump shot no good. Fitzherbert able to save it right into Bradbury. Can't get the shot to go. Deals with the offensive board. It's Grass again from downtown. She drains a three.
Yeah, that's her third three of the game. Nice play by Macy Beals there. She got the rebound in traffic, didn't force it back up, and kicked it out for the wide open three.
Beals comes up with the steal. Beals drives, kicks it. Bradbury puts up a shot, no good, but she was fouled. We're going to see her go to the line. Jaden Smith is going to pick up the personal foul. Rob, I just came up with a good idea. I'd like to put my Fitbit on Macy Beals. She's so bouncy.
Yeah.
She'd probably by the time I get my breakfast done, she'd have the 10,000 steps in, and then I could get my points from the group that I belong to.
You get points for that, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. You get like free gift cards and everything, don't you? Is it one of those things?
I do.
Jeepers.
It's not a ton, but it's something.
Sign me up for that.
I'm telling you, Macy Beals would make me a fortune. She'd have me done, concluded by, for the year, by the month of January. Bradbury cannot get the second free throw to go. Fitzherbert had an attempt at it. Central Rustic retains possession, and it's Bradbury up and in. Bradbury having herself a day.
Yeah. 17 for her in the game.
And now Fitzherbert with the steal. To Bradbury. Beals thought about the three instead. Gets into the lane and a reach-in foul. It's going to be the fourth team foul for the Dragons. Only 3 minutes into this third quarter.
And you've said she's getting into the paint anytime she's wanted to today. There's a timeout for Woodland. Coach
Michelle Ripley wants to talk things over. With 4:55 on the clock here in the third quarter, Central Rustic has a 46-14 lead. It's a full timeout. We'll be back in a minute on WHOU.
Out here, builders choose Advantech products to provide a durable base that helps prevent bouncing and warping. So in here, you can enjoy the beauty of luxurious finished floors without worrying about pops, squeaks, or creaks. Because out here, and in here, there's no better sound than the peace and quiet that comes from Advantech products. The flat-out best for a quiet, stiff floor.
Excellence at ground level is what you get with J. McLaughlin Construction in Holton. Founded in 2012, the company plans the construction of streets, residential areas, and commercial buildings, and they are involved in both public and private projects. Their high-quality work and many years of experience have earned them an excellent reputation and a loyal client base. Regardless of whether you need a detailed plan for a building or would like to build a road, J. McLaughlin Construction is your reliable partner for all your engineering needs. Call J. McLaughlin Construction at 532-6335 or 694-2546.
Back at the Panther Palace, From Tweety, Rob Moran, Ricky Goupel, as it was Macy Beals draining a 3 off the inbound play, Rob. Really quickly, he's giving Central Aroostook a 49-14 lead and looking to add to it after a steal. Libby Grass came up with the basketball, and she's going to be fouled.
Another turnover there. Macy Beals got a great looking stroke. I know I said that before, but she's got a great form.
Liberty Fulton coming into the game here for Central Aroostook. Bree Bradbury will catch a breather, as Garrison's going to look to inbound the basketball. 5 team fouls now against Woodland. Grass drains another 3. How about that stroke from Libby Grass? That's 4 threes now in the afternoon for her.
Yep, 6 for the team. It's wide open on that one. Just way too much time and space.
52-14. Yeah, it's worth repeating. This was a 6-point game just 2.5 weeks ago.
And Woodland's having all kinds of problems offensively with Emily Curtis on the bench.
Garrison lined up a 3, could not get it to go. Grass has it. Fulton now. She'll take a 3. Her shot's no good. Rebound hauled in by Amy Cox of the Dragons. Using up her dribble and needing help is Jaden Smith. Highland kicked it out. Cox had it. Now in the hands of Erskine, right side. And a traveling violation is going to occur. Rob Woodland having a hard time to even get a shot.
Yep. Central Aroostook playing pretty good defense. Overload, and they're giving up the skip pass, but when Woodland takes the skip pass, there's not a whole lot they're doing with it.
More size coming in here for Woodland, though, as we see both Curtis and Woodruff check into the game. 3:35 remaining here in the third quarter. Near turnover for Central Aroostook. Fulton kicks it out. Beals in rhythm. Can't get the 3 to go. Fulton, though, right to her. Her shot doesn't go. Fitzherbert is going to lose the ball over the baseline, and it was last touched by the Dragons, so Central Aroostook will keep possession.
Yeah, looked.
Not
Kind of
really
saw
sure
that one
about
the
that
other
one.
way. Yeah, I saw that one the other way.
I'm glad you did that, because I was thinking to myself, maybe it's I who.
No,
It's got to be the score, because the crowd didn't groan. They'll usually let you know if you're wrong. This shot's going to be up and in by Kira Fitzherbert.
I don't know if you noticed, but Libby Grass threw that right through a defender's legs. That was a Larry Bird type of pass.
It's a 40-point game as Curtis looks to bring the ball up. You know, as we question that, I just thought of a new segment here. We've got Ricky Goupel with us. His mom is one of the better-known officials here in Aroostook County. We should mic him up, and just like they do in the NFL games where they go to the official is kind of in the booth, we'll have Ricky be our guy who will talk about the rules and interpretations.
Well, I think we'd probably be better off talking to his mother and having her do that.
Oh, if he does his homework at home, he can ask these questions around the dinner table, and then we'll just go to Ricky. As the shot's going to be up and in the lane.
Good take by Emily Curtis there. That's their first bucket of the third quarter, Woodlands.
He hasn't said no yet, Rob, so I think it's still on the table. We'll talk to Ricky off camera and see what he says. Grass feeds Fulton. She lines up a 3-pointer and buries it.
Raining threes. That's 4 threes for the team in the quarter. Good looking shot there by Liberty Fulton, too.
The Caribou girls currently with a 45-26 lead over Washington Academy. They're looking for a clean sweep up there, as it was the Caribou boys picking up a 25-point win earlier. Strong take to the hoop, no good though. Amy Cox's shot rolled around the rim and dropped away. Central Aroostook has it. It's Haynes lining up the shot. She buries a 3. It's raining threes, Rob. 60-16. Central Aroostook doing whatever they want.
Yeah, they've put up, that's 5 threes for them in the quarter, 22 points in the quarter.
Shots up. Touches almost every part of the rim. Summer Woodruff shot just would not fall, and now a whistle and a reach-in foul against the Dragons. Could this be Curtis?
I don't think it was. I think it was somebody else.
I was just reading her body language.
Doesn't matter at this point. You got to roll with her.
As we look up at the
yeah, that was Curtis. So
Coastal Auto Parts scoreboard, it is going to be Emily Curtis picking up her 4th personal foul. That's 16 fouls here in the half against the Dragons. No foul so far for Central Aroostook. Kind of the story of today's ball game is Beals takes another 3, no good, but nobody crashing for the rebound. So Bree Bradbury says, "I'll take it and make it."
And Curtis got there, but she's not going to contest very much because she's got the 4 fouls.
It's a 46-point lead for the Central Aroostook Panthers. Still, about 9 minutes to go in this game.
Again, they're working on a 25, 26-point quarter.
There's a three-pointer, good-looking stroke for Emily Erskine.
Yep, that's our second three of the game.
62-19 now is the score. Beals finds Haynes. Ball fakes, dribbles now out top. Fulton finds Bradbury. Looks to back down Curtis. Instead, kicks it out. Now the ball's going to be stripped and pulled away by Curtis. She's got 40 seconds on the clock with which to work. Curtis pulls up just inside the arc and gets that long two to go.
Yep, off the glass. Didn't call it, I don't think, but still counts the same.
62-21. Bradbury with a handoff and a reach-in foul. Well, a block. It is going to be a one-on-one situation here coming up. Looks like it's going to be on Amy Cox. It is, and that's going to be her second personal. That'll give us a moment, though, to bring you once again the injury report brought to you by County Physical Therapy. Whether you want to get back to sports, back to work, or simply back to living your life, County Physical Therapy can help. Visit one of their 5 convenient locations or online at countypt.com to learn how CPT can help you. And as we said in the first half, everyone healthy entering this game. Maybe a few colds, as is common this time of year, but everybody able to suit up and play. As with made free throw there, it's 64-21 Central Aroostook. 11 minutes to go here, or 11 seconds in the third quarter.
9 points in the quarter for Bradbury.
Curtis comes up with the basketball, and nice soft touch lays it up and in. And that will bring us to the conclusion of the third quarter. It's going to be Central Aroostook taking a 41-point lead into the final 8 minutes. Don't go too far. We'll be back in 1 minute on WHOU.
Katahdin Valley Health Center, or KVHC, is a network of 6 community health centers dedicated to providing affordable, comprehensive, and high-quality care to people of all ages and incomes. We accept all patients and insurances, including those who are uninsured or on main care. Our committed patient care team is here for you, offering an extensive range of services to provide you with quality health care. We're creating healthy communities starting with you. Call or visit our website today.
Madigan Healthcare Services provides a continuum of healthcare from skilled nursing facility, rehab therapy, to home healthcare.
After 5 days in the hospital, they suggested that I come to the Madigan. The level of care, the service, the respect that they showed me, even the aftercare, everything about it was really excellent, and I feel healthy. So the services that I've received at the Madigan have enabled me to get back to those things that I really love to do.
We are back live here on WHOU, broadcasting up in the Crow's Nest at Central Aroostook High School. It is the Panthers with a 64-23 lead over the Woodland Dragons. Game 1 of 2 here from the Panther Palace today, as Woodland starts with possession here in the fourth quarter. That three-point attempt up and good. Once again, that's Emily Erskine bearing a three. It's 64-26.
Good-looking shot there by Erskine.
Beals. Pass. Bradbury lays it up and in.
Nice backdoor caught by Bradbury, and a beautiful pass by Macy Beals. Macy Beals got 6 or 7 assists today, I would say.
She's got a bunch of dimes. She's drawn a lot of defense and then just laid it off to teammates for easy hoops. Curtis. Here is Erskine. Kicks it over now. Jaden Smith. Shot's going to be put up, and Curtis gets it to go through a lot of contact. She's got a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, that's a tough shot there. Took the one dribble left and pull-up runner from probably about 14 or 13 feet. Nothing but net. Took the hit.
As the foul for Central Aroostook is going to be on number 10, Abby Haynes. No, I'm sorry. That's going to be against Sydney Garrison. That's her third. Just the first foul of the second half against the Panthers, as Curtis's free throw is up and good.
9 points for her in the second half.
I apologize if you can hear the loud banging and thrashing through the microphone. We broadcast from up here in what's essentially the furnace room, the Crow's Nest off the gym, and the furnace is cranking up. I didn't think it was that cold. Sounds like it's going to take off and fly.
It's pretty warm up here, just let me say.
I remember that when I was in school. You'd be sitting in the classroom, all of a sudden you'd hear the ventilation, the ducts ripple and make all kinds of funny noises. Anybody who's gone to school here knows what I'm talking about.
You probably snuck out of class to come hang out up here.
That's not true. I was a National Honor Society student.
Well, that doesn't mean that you couldn't have done that.
That's what a person who was never in the National Honor Society would say.
Yeah. Well, you guessed that one right.
Beals made a shot on one end, empty trip for Woodland on the other. You lined yourself up for that one, I got to tell you.
It's all good.
And Woodland's going to have the basketball.
I did enough to get by. Let's say that. Same at Umpy. Went through, got my degree, and went from there.
C's get degrees? Was that your
No,
philosophy?
I didn't say that. I didn't know it's C's.
You said I did enough
Probably
to get by.
B's get degrees.
All right, that's better. It's Curtis with it. And she is going to be fouled, a reach-in foul here on the Panthers. It'll be their second team foul here of the second half, stopping the clock at 6:07 in the fourth quarter. I'll tell you once again, don't go too far. The boys' teams are up next as a three-point attempt up, and it's going to hit the support.
That was a long three by Emily Erskine there.
She's hit a few.
Didn't have a great look at that one. The defender was closing out pretty hard.
Two new players into the game here for the Dragons. Sierra Bryant will come in, wearing number 5. And number 15, Joanna Krasatowicz. As Beals, her shot is up and no good. And the official is going to blow the whistle. It's going to be a tie-up. As we Central Aroostook basketball, as they have the arrow. Inbound pass comes in past to Bradbury, and she's going to be fouled. It'll be Bryant picking up her first. 7 fouls already here in the second half against the Dragons. Bree Bradbury at the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, Bradbury, huge game for her. She's 23 points already without these free throws.
Are you feeling it? Did she earn herself a Pat's Pizza from Rob Moran?
I don't. Yeah, I mean,
yet to be seen.
Couple candidates today. Her for sure. Macy Beals for sure. That's why you get the big bucks. I'm going to make you make that difficult decision.
Bradbury makes a pair. 70-29 now. Central Aroostook, 41-point lead.
Good crowd here now too, Tim.
Great crowd.
It was pretty packed up here.
It is a beautiful day outside. It's about 35 degrees as that shot's going to be banked up and in. Jaden Smith gets the shot to go. I thought a lot of these folks might be out skiing. They just got some new snow, but they're taking in a ball game. Libby Grass. Entry pass into Bradbury. Her shot won't go. A little bit off balance. Curtis with the board.
Didn't get a great touch there like she has been.
Curtis, talking about a nice touch. She was able to get the shot to go from the left side, a little scoop shot. She drew contact. She's got a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, that's a smooth play right there. Coast to coast, up and in.
And I give her some credit. She knew that the continuation would be there. We're not, sometimes that word's used negatively, like people in the NBA think you can take about 3 steps afterward, but that wasn't Curtis. She knew she'd received the bump and took it.
Yeah,
stayed with the play.
You got to throw it up. Sometimes people will hear that foul and won't throw it up, and you don't have the chance for the hoop and the harm.
Curtis completed the 3-point play with the made free throw, so it's 70-34. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in this contest. Beals. Step back shot. Won't go. Curtis clears the board.
Nice pass ahead by Curtis, too.
Found Bryant. May have gotten away with steps. Doesn't matter as she missed the hoop. Bradbury with it.
Bradbury threw off the timing of that layup because she got a hand on the pass.
Beals, 3-pointer goes in. It's kind of a funny shot. It didn't really take much of a high carom. It went in on the second effort. 73-34.
Her third 3 of the game.
Kara Fitzherbert coming up with the basketball. Central Aroostook showing why they should be a tough out should they make it to Bangor as is expected. And look at the dribbling display there. Up and in, Macy Beals. You know, I'll say it again. That's a really good play by Beals, but not a ton of effort by Woodland to try to stop Beals and keep her in front. That's another steal.
Yeah, it's just had all kinds of space.
Grass feeds Fitzherbert. Pulls up, lets the defender go by, lays it up and in. 77-34 now.
That's 12 points for Fitzherbert. She's had a nice game as well. She's shown some good post moves and toughness inside the paint. Very good-looking freshman.
She sure is. Curtis. Shot's going to be put up. Erskine cannot get it to go. Good box out by Bradbury.
Yeah, she's had a ton of rebounds today, too.
Bradbury looks to push. Draws defender, kicks it down. Fitzherbert will draw contact, and she will go to the free throw line.
I think it's going to be 5 fouls on Emily Curtis right there.
She thinks so as well as she's heading over to the bench. And she gets the bad news. The question is, Rob, that's the 19 fouls. Was that in the act of shooting? Are we in a one-on-one here, or is it going to be 2 shots?
I think it's going to be 2 shots.
We shall see. It is. Kara Fitzherbert takes 2 dribbles, makes the first free throw. I am going to give her dad a little crap here. I tried to get him up here to talk to us at halftime of the next game. Chuck, one of the least shy people I know, is apparently too shy to come up here on the radio. He's afraid of what it might ask him. He knows I've got some stories about him. So.
I think he's afraid of you. I think.
He should be, I'm telling you. I could tell a story or two about Chuck, but he could get on here to defend himself. He knows I won't say anything bad about it. As a foul's going to occur, it'll be on the floor for Central Rustic. That's number 44, Liberty Fulton, picking up her first. Central Rustic's 4th. Coming back into the game for Woodland, and it's going to be number 12, Abby Walker. Shot's going to be put up and a little bit long off the mark. Erskine could not get that free throw to go. Here's Beals, crosses it up, kicks it over. Fulton tries a 3. That shot just a little too strong, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll be Woodland basketball. 2:57 now remaining here in quarter number 4. It's going to be Erskine just walking the ball up the court. Finds Walker, left side. Pass, finds Bryant. Turnaround shot. It's going to be no good as Highland couldn't get it to go. Rebound cleared by Central Rustic. Beals takes it herself. Lays it up and in.
Nice left hand that time by Macy Beals. Good finish. Big second half for her as well. 12 points, 20 in the game for her now.
And again, we talked about it earlier with Bradbury. How about the change of speed? As Beals kind of sucked in her defender and then just blew by. It's 80-34. Another steal.
Nice pass by Liberty Fulton.
It's a layup drill right now for Central Rustic as they're making steals and just going the other way with 2-on-1s, 2-on-nones. And it's 82-34. Here's Highland. Works it over now. Erskine, right side, beyond the arc. Throws up a long 2 off balance. That shot off the mark. Ball's on the floor, and it's going to be turned over. Central Rustic will have it. A bunch of new players coming in here. We're going to see Sarah Stithen check into the game for Central Rustic. Try to get everybody's numbers here and names in. Isabel Pryor into the game. Mallory Kingsbury will check in for Central Rustic. And I believe we've got maybe one more. Cassidy Blackstone and Ira Fletcher.
Central Rustic going to walk it up.
I'm sorry, Riley Pierce is in the game here for Central Rustic. Make sure we get that right, not Blackstone. So it's 82-34, minute 40 left here in the 4th quarter. Central Rustic, at the conclusion of this game, they're going to advance their record to 8-1. They came in as the number 4 seed. We can check the heel point standings to see what this does. As this will put them midway through their schedule. As the ball's tied up, the arrow keeps it with Woodland. Inbound play comes in. Highland goes up top now. Erskine. She'll put up a shot, no good, and there's going to be a whistle and a push. They'll walk the other way for 2 free throws.
Yeah, that's 10 fouls. Hustle foul there, though. You don't hate that foul.
For Woodland, they're going to drop to 1-7 on the season. Their next game coming up, they're going to have Southern Aroostook coming to town, so things don't get any easier. That game's going to be at 6:30 on Monday. For Central Aroostook, their next game is not until Wednesday. Rob and I will have that game as it's going to be at Alumni Gymnasium in Holton. As a free throw is going to be up and in. Isabel Pryor, an 8th grader, makes a free throw. It's 83-34. Second free throw, no good for Pryor. Rebound is going to be taken down and cleared by Abby Walker.
Yeah, that game for Central Aroostook, that's a chance for them to kind of get some revenge for the one blemish on the record.
That's right. That was a good game up here at the Panther Palace back about 3 weeks ago. Maybe even a month ago. I think that was the second game on the season for each of those teams, if my memory serves me right. Walker comes up with it, and a couple players come together, and the officials are going to stop the game as we do have a player down on the floor. 58 seconds now left on the clock, Rob. It might be a decent time if you want to head down and try to go locate the Pat's Pizza post-game guest. And ready to put the ball back in play. It's going to be Walker looking to inbound. She get the ball into Erskine. She's going to pull up, and her shot's going to be off the mark. So Central Aroostook will get the ball back. 50 seconds now left to go here in regulation. Once again, Central Aroostook is going to pick up a victory and move to 8-1. Woodland dropping to 1-7. Statham has it for the Panthers, and a near steal, but it's going to be a reach-in foul. It's going to be Emily Erskine getting the bad news. Going to the line here for Central Aroostook will be Sarah Statham. Sarah, junior forward here for the Panthers, looking to get her first points of this contest. Sarah spins the ball, puts it up, and just cannot get the free throw to fall. Sarah's going to have another crack at it, though. Once again, spins the ball, puts a shot up, and banks it in. Much to the delight of her teammates and some of the folks here in the stands, makes it 84-34. 50-point lead for Central Aroostook, down to 30 seconds left on the clock. Highland moves the ball in, and there's going to be a foul occur in along the baseline. That will go against Central Aroostook. We're going to see Sierra Bryant at the line. The Central Aroostook foul will be against Sarah Statham. Just her first, team's 5th of the second half, as the free throw will not fall. Bryant's going to have a second free throw, though, coming her way. The free throw is up, and that one is good for Bryant. Isabel Pryor brings the ball up the court. 20 seconds now left in this one. Pryor receives a screen, nearly loses it. Dump pass in underneath. Shot's going to be put up and in. Again, much to the delight of their teammates, Riley Pierce gets 2. 86-35, down to 5 seconds now left. Shots up by Erskine, no good. Bryant has it. Down to 2 and 1, and that will do it. The final score in this one, Central Aroostook picking up an 86-35 victory. Don't go too far. Rob is down courtside. He's going to have our Pat's Pizza post-game guest coming up. We'll be back in 1 minute on WHOU.
Sorry, Dad.
Sure, you could get him a new car.
You could also light a pile of money on fire. Because as long as Mr. It wasn't my fault takes the wheel on occasion, maintaining this car is your best option. So keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Dad, where are you going?
Get a jump on your future by exploring your possibilities at Northern Maine Community College. The team of faculty and staff at NMCC will position you for a lifetime of success. With over 35 degree and certificate programs, including our newest offerings in water treatment technology, you will be amazed at how quickly your new skills will open a world of opportunity. Visit us online today at nmcc.edu. Northern Maine Community College. Succeed here.
Welcome back here on WHOU. We are in the Pat's Pizza postgame show where Rob is down courtside. He has found our postgame guest. We'll turn it over to you guys.
Thanks, Tim. Over here with Macy Beals. Macy, great job. Now, the other day, a couple weeks ago down there, it was a really close game. Today, you kind of took care of business. So what do you think the difference was?
We definitely played better defensively. We had more effort out there. That's all that matters. We came here with a lot of energy. We made our shots early on, too.
I noticed you guys did a pretty good job sharing the ball. Is that kind of a focus of Coach Kingsbury?
Yes, we love setting up our teammates. We love sharing the ball. Anything that gets a basket, we just love doing.
Got a big game coming up this week against Holton. What do you think it's going to take to go down there and come out with a win?
Just to play our kind of basketball, make our shots. Last time we didn't make very many shots, and they did, and that's just what happened. You know, just got to put a lot of effort out there.
Well, great job today. Thank you for being our Pat's Pizza post-game guest.
Thank you for having me.
Tim, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Rob, and congratulations to Macy and her teammates as they pull out an 86-35 victory. An impressive victory, again, considering when these two teams played on December 21st, it was just a 6-point win for the Panthers. This time, it's a 51-point win, and in impressive fashion for Central Aroostook. And then once again, they'll move on to a record of 8-1 midway through their schedule. Woodland drops to 1-7. We're going to go ahead and take a 3-minute break as we send it back to the station. We need to do a few things as we get ready for game number 2. Allow them to go ahead and reset some things, and then when we bring it back, we will have the Jay McLaughlin Construction pregame show. Getting ready for game number 2. It's going to be the Central Aroostook Panthers and the Woodland Dragon boys. Don't go too far. We'll be back in 3 minutes.